a formia-searsbing entity, both nurturing humanity with its inexhaustible blessings and testing the unwavering will of those who venture far out to sea. Amidst the vast, gently undulating ocean, where the horizon is merely a thin line between the blue of the water and the gray of the sky, ships sail day and night. These are not just quiet, solitary adventures, but silent battles against the winds.
Nhanh lên, kéo mạnh vào. Bong bên này còn chỗ. Xong rồi đây. Nhanh tay lên, còn nhiều lắm. Đổ vào đây, đổ vào đây.
Watch the tension on that line. Okay, bring the scoop around this side. We have too many here.
And the most defining, breathtaking moment, the one that encapsulates all the grandeur, peril, and glory of the seafaring life, is the hauling of the nets. These are not the modest nets used near the shore, but massive ones stretching for kilometers, cast into the ocean depths to ensnare vast, migrating schools of fish. When the winches roar to life, dragging hundreds of tons of deep-sea life toward a single point, the surface of the sea seems to boil.
Nhanh lên, dọn chỗ này đi. Được rồi, cá nhiều quá.
Hauling hundreds of tons of fish aboard is about more than just technology, high horsepower engines, or nets made of ultra-strong synthetic fibers. Above all, it is a testament to the mettle and generational wisdom of veteran captains who can read the ocean currents by observing watercolor, wind direction, and the cries of circling seagulls. They understand that every meter of the net cast into the sea carries a potential risk.
Get those into the blue crate. This one is full, bring another. Watch out for the net. It's heavy, Cap. Almost there.
Yet, in those moments of extreme tension, the human spirit shines brighter than ever. Intense, focused gazes. Shouts ringing out above the roar of the wind and waves. Calloused hands gripping the rails all merge into a single, storm-defying rhythm. They do not yield to the ocean's might. Instead, they conquer it through unity, discipline, and an unwavering belief in a bountiful voyage.
Thả lưới đi. Kéo mạnh vào. Được rồi, tôi thấy nó ra rồi. Cẩn thận dây cáp. Got it, increasing power now. Được rồi, tôi đang làm đây. Thả lỏng tay vịn. Được rồi, đang xuống. Kéo lưới lên nhanh hơn một chút. Rõ rồi, tôi đang móc đây.
As the net was finally hauled alongside the vessel, revealing a shimmering expanse of silver weather gleaming in the early morning sun, or brilliant under the high-intensity floodlights at night, all fatigue and anxiety seemed to vanish. Cheers erupted, mingling with the roar of the engines to mark a glorious triumph over the sea. It was more than just an economic gain. It was a well-deserved reward for weeks spent adrift, braving the wind and the elements.
Được rồi, sắp lên rồi. Chạy nhanh lên. Được rồi, thả đi. Cẩn thận cái phao.
Pull that side tighter. Watch the buoy line. Got it. Keep the drum speed steady.
Kéo chậm lại một chút. Được rồi, cẩn thận đống phao. Kéo mạnh vào. Được rồi, cuốn nhanh lên. Cẩn thận dây.
The breath of the sea at that radiant hour laden with salt cut through the layers of heavy protective gear with its bracing chill. On the bridge of the deep-sea fishing vessel, the glow from the desk lamp and radar screen cast an eerie blue light onto faces weathered dark by sun, wind, and the strain of sleepless nights. Captain Num, a seasoned mariner who had spent a lifetime battling the violent waves of rough seas, did not blink.
Keep it steady on the port side. Almost there, watch the tension.
His eyes were deep and fixed on the sonar screen, where the ultrasonic waves were reflecting signals as dense as a dark cloud hovering just below 2 meters below the surface. There was no going anywhere. It was the largest fish migration of the season, a school of mullet or herring moving with the warm currents to find spawning grounds. Their numbers couldn't be measured by a few units or percentages of characters, but by the capacity of an entire large ship. A brief, steely command rang out over the radio, shattering the heavy silence of the offshore mist. Prepare to deploy the net. Battle stations? Instantly, the atmosphere across the vessel from the main deck to the stern's fish hold shifted from a lull to an explosive, breathless frenzy of urgent activity. Burly fishermen, their muscles rippling beneath worn work clothes, swiftly moved to their pre-assigned positions.
Kéo mạnh vào. Được rồi, tôi đang kéo đây. Chạy máy đi. Từ từ thôi. Được rồi, kéo tiếp.
Lowering a net into the ocean while the vessel maintains a steady speed demands split-second precision. If released too quickly, the net goes slack, tangling into nightmarish knots on the seabed. If released too slowly, water resistance can overwhelm the rig or sweep it away into the deep. Captain Num stands motionless on the deck like a statue, microphone in hand, constantly adjusting the propeller's speed. As the final marker buoy is cast into the water trailing behind the stern in a wake of silver, the entire length of the net assembly is secured within the ocean depths. The next phase involves a leisurely, encircling maneuver. the vessel slows down and begins to drift in a wide arc. Employing mild electric pulses or propeller noise to herd the school of fish deep into the trawl net's deadly pocket. Time dragged on, seemingly endless. On the deck, the scent of sweat mingled with the salty tongue of the sea, clinging to the fishermen. They snatch a few sele, ungulpid down teak. That taffrum favors their eyes from the above the water, where the positioning buoy bobbed rhythmically with the waves.
Ê, chuyển cái thùng cá này qua đây lẹ lên. Rồi, tôi thấy rồi. Di chuyển cái thùng màu xanh đó qua đây. Được rồi, tôi đang mang nó tới.
Then, the moment everyone had been waiting for finally arrived. After hours of circling the area, the time came for the net hauling machinery to roar into action. The powerful diesel engine shook the entire vessel, sending strong vibrations surging from the depths up to the bridge. The system ramped up to full power, hauling thousands of meters of steel cable up from the ocean floor. From the very first tug, one could sense an immense force anchoring the ship in place.
Almost finished with this.
Kéo mạnh vào. Rõ, đang lên đây.
Sube la red, con cuidado. Entendido, jefe. Hay muchos aquí. Ayúdame con esta línea.
Watch the rollers there, B. Yeah, I see it. Looks heavy.
Heave!
As we drew closer, the sea behind the ship began to churn strangely.
Swing.
From a calm,
Check the
blue
tension on line
expanse,
3.
the surface seemed to be boiling from beneath. Thousands upon thousands of fish tails thrashed wildly, creating a vast expanse of white foam, like a mountain peak erupting from a water spout. The splashing of water birds and the roaring of the ship's engines drowned out the noise.
Perimeter before the
The high-powered lights shone brightly, illuminating the water's surface.
Buộc chặt vào. Xong rồi đấy, cá nhiều quá. Nhanh tay lên, đây rồi. Lấy thêm thùng nữa đi. Kéo nữa đi. Nó nặng quá. Xúc nhanh lên. Chúng ta bắt được
The
nhiều cá
spectacle
quá.
defied
Rồi.
ordinary descriptions of grandeur. It was a scene that truly defined the essence of a beach haul.
Cho vào đây luôn.
Hundreds of tons of fish including sardines, herring, and even uninvited guests like massive ocean tilapia and stray shark surged together in a unified mass, exerting immense force. As the waves crashed, this shifting wall of fish rose and fell, placing a terrifying strain on the hauling system.
Rỗng lại đây.
Kéo lưới chậm lại. Mọi người cẩn thận với mấy con cá lớn.
Chúng ta được một mẻ lớn rồi. Đúng vậy, cá đầy thuyền luôn. Mang rổ ra đây.
lưới này. Chúng ta trúng mánh rồi. Tuyệt vời quá.
The strain on their hands was immense. An overly taut cable could snap at any moment, whipping back with enough force to slice a person in two. Yet, there was no turning back. The synchronized chant, heave, ho, rose above the roar of the wind and waves, serving as the sole sacred bond uniting these souls amidst the wild open sea. Every pull and every turn of their hands was a calculation balancing life and death.
Okay, I've got the large fish ready. Nhanh tay lên. Cái này vào đây. Hàng đẹp quá. Đẩy mạnh vào đi. Băng ổn định rồi.
Then came the most glorious moment. The belly of the final net section was hoisted above the water, hovering directly over the main deck's fish hold. It was a veritable mountain of fisher mass estimated at over 100 tons, thrashing desperately beneath the brilliant floodlights. The entire space was awash in the shimmering light of fish scales reflecting the electric glare, creating a breathtakingly dazzling spectacle.
Steady with the lift, watch the railing. Coming down slowly now. We have the net, bring it down. Căng lắm rồi. Buộc chặt vào mạn tàu đi. Keep it steady, watch the cables. Bring it down slowly, we're clear on the left. Được rồi, hạ từ từ thôi. Vào khớp rồi, nhả cáp đi.
They triumphed. They prevailed over the harshest challenges nature could throw at them. That massive hull weighing hundreds of tons represented not only a substantial economic reward after months of drifting at sea and battling storms, but also a vivid testament to the willpower, aspirations, and indomitable spirit of these people of the ocean. As the net's cod end was released, a cascading torrent of silver poured into the refrigerated holds, filling the voids of their long, lonely bojaje.
Kéo nhanh lên. Cẩn thận cái phao.
Kéo nhanh lên. Được rồi, được rồi.
A cascade of octopuses poured into the cold storage holds, filling the lonely voids of the long voyage with the warmth of life. And a steadfast belief in the morrow, yet the battle against the ocean never ceased. Just as hearty laughter greeted the early morning, and before the lingering odors clinging to the vessels could fully dissipate in the radiant sunlight, the clock.
Cẩn thận sóng đánh đó.
Kéo nhanh lên, hết tốc lực vào. Kéo nhanh lên. Mạnh vào. Được rồi, gần tới rồi. Kéo nhanh lên.
There was no time to linger on the moment of triumph. The crew's focus immediately shifted to the task at hand. The spacious hold beneath the main deck was now teeming with seawater, pure ice, and thousands of scad and herring layered neatly and exuding the distinctive scent of sea salt and abundant life. Yet, the 100 tons of fish just hauled aboard were, in the end, merely the prelude to a long-haul campaign. The steady, deep thrum of the ship's engine resonated like the heartbeat of a steel beast accelerating through rough seas. On to Ride Bridge, the radar's continuously flashed new blips, signaling the arrival of more schools of fish shifting position about 10 miles to the southwest. Captain Nom furrowed his brow, calculating wind speed, current direction, and the endurance of his crew after a sleepless night spent wrestling with fine mesh nets.
Chúng ta làm được rồi bê. Mẻ lưới lớn nhất trong tháng đấy. Tất cả mọi người bắt đầu phân loại cá thôi.
Then came the next command sharp, decisive, and ringing out to shatter the stillness of the high noon heat. As the sun beat down with scorching intensity upon the deck, all stations, prepare for the second haul. Gone was the initial rhythm or suspense. In their place was a seamless, almost mechanical precision, the synchronized operation of a finely tuned machine of ocean warfare.